The Trump administration is putting pressure on Latin American countries to cut ties with North Korea as it tries to stop Pyongyang from escalating its missile program. The North Korean regime has now pulled back from carrying out its threatened attack on Guam, but not on its nuclear ambitions, as Anne Barker reports.
Life on the island of Guam has barely changed since North Korea threatened to fire a nuclear missile into nearby waters. The locals go about their affairs as normal. As the site of a US military base, Guam residents like Carlo Guanlao are used to living with the constant threat of attack.
It can happen in your lifetime?
It can, it's possible, but am I scared? Not really. So I feel like I have faith in God, and I feel like any day I'm ready to die.
Guam's Homeland Security Advisor George Chafuras says the threat level was never raised, even at the height of the recent crisis.
It's based on both those things. One, my very high trust and confidence in the National Ballistic Missile Defense System that the U.S. has deployed to this area. And two, that the military is telling me that things are normal.
Mr. Chafuras has dismissed reports of satellite images showing North Korea moving a missile into place for a possible launch, telling reporters it was just a show of force to mark North Korea's Liberation Day celebrations earlier this week. For now, the heat is off since North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, announced he would wait to see what the US does before firing any missile towards Guam, a move that US President Donald Trump praised as a wise and well-reasoned decision. But there's no room for complacency. On a visit to Latin America, the US Vice President, Mike Pence, has urged Brazil, Mexico, Peru and Chile to break all diplomatic and commercial ties with North Korea, stressing the importance of isolating the rogue state.
The era of strategic patience is over. With regard to North Korea, all options are on the table, and the United States will continue to bring the full range of American power, economic and diplomatic, until North Korea abandons its nuclear and ballistic missile programs. With the strong leadership of President Donald Trump, our administration has been marshalling the support of nations around the world.
All four countries still maintain trade and diplomatic relations with Pyongyang, and most have given no indication they plan to break ties. Brazil, Latin America's largest economy, opened an embassy in Pyongyang in 2009. Chile has a significant trade relationship with North Korea, and the US Vice President has urged the country to reclassify its wine exports as a luxury good to bring it under the umbrella of recent tough sanctions imposed by the United Nations. The UN too is keeping the pressure on Pyongyang since the sanctions were imposed a fortnight ago. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres says tensions on the Korean peninsula are at their highest level in decades.
As tensions rise, so does the risk of misunderstanding, miscalculation, or escalation. And it is why it is so important to dial down rhetoric and to dial up diplomacy. The solution to this crisis must be political. The potential consequences of military action are too horrific to even contemplate.
The UN chief has urged the international community to maintain the pressure on North Korea to comply with its international obligations and reopen communications with the outside world.
Anne Barker reporting.